Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique together. That is what we must do for our children and children. I want to welcome you to the Dynamic Hour. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube. Please share the live. Sharing is caring. I want to start off by saying to all of us, Grenada is bigger than a party. Grenada is bigger than you. Grenada is bigger than me. Our country, our home, our homeland must be safeguarded at all times. The image of our country must be safeguarded at all times. And I say all of this to say to you that sometimes you have to think twice before posting something, before sharing something. And you have to understand that Grenada's image is on the line. In countries all around the world, you have things happening, right? Crimes and other things like that. We cannot run away from that reality. We are living in a real world. But we can do more to preserve our little country. And even if something happens, you should not be quick to share it or post it on Facebook or on Instagram or on YouTube. Sometimes we have to understand the medium to long-term impact it would have on our country. So be very slow to share certain negative things or things that will bring, Grenada to its knees or have a negative impact on our country, right? So you have to be smart. Things happen in Barbados, for example. There are murders taking place, there are crimes taking place, but you don't hear much about it. You don't see much about it in the news or on social media or so, because they understand the bigger picture. It is to safeguard livelihoods. It is to preserve the good image of the country. So yes, one thing happened or two things happened, but that's not a reason for you or for anybody to be painting this bad picture on Grenada. Grenada is still a very peaceful place to live, to be. Yes, from time to time, things will happen. And they're pretty isolated cases. They are not a regular. But there are some people who want you to believe that things are so bad here. That is what they want you to believe. But I am saying that we need to be very careful with what we put out there, what we post, and so on. Because things do happen in all countries around the world. But you don't talk your country bad. You don't paint this picture, giving people this impression that things are so bad here. That's not the case. And no smart political party will use situations like these to make political mileage. So you're exploiting it with the hope that you're going to be relevant, with the hope that, people are going to see you as some big crime fighter or some party who could do X and do Y differently, that kind of thing. But you were there, and we saw a lot of things over many, many years. But why should one try to use this moment, this sad moment, to make political mileage? It just doesn't, it's not logical, it's not smart, right? So let us pull together and let us protect the good name of our country. Things do happen, right? That's the reality. We're living in a real world. But let's see Grenada as important. The image of Grenada. Not everything you post or everything you share or we all have concerns. We all can discuss certain things, but you have to be smart because you might tarnish the good name, the good image of the country. You see? You have to be smart. And look, some people say, "Oh, Kem Jones, you are a man," because only last week you spoke about leadership at different levels within the RGPF and the lack thereof. Because everybody waiting on the commissioner of police or the deputy commissioner of police or the assistant commissioner of police to give them directives or to tell them to do this and to tell them to do that. Or, basic things like that. But as you go up in rank, you start becoming a leader, right? So you move to a corporal, a sarge, an inspector, a ASP, a super, a ACP. You understand the point? Leadership. And not many people could lead. There are a lot of people who could follow. When it comes to leading, it's a different ball game. So I am saying it's about Grenada. It's about this piece of rock. And not everything you're going to run and throw it out there because you want Grenada to have a bad stain or some bad name. There are some people who want that, who happy over that. Because maybe they believe they would just find their way back into power by talking Grenada bad or by posting negative things on Grenada with the hope that it would stay in Grenada. These things do happen all around the world. It's sad and it's not good for us, I know, but we can help our country. We can make sure that the image of our country is not tarnished. We know some damage already done, but how do we mop it up and clean it up from here? Everything you'd have to post and share and post and post, and what do you get out of these things? And then tomorrow on some program, some people are going to call and start. That's how they do it, and they spread and they make you believe that things are falling apart. That's what they want you to believe. But we have seen a similar thing years ago, right? And even before that. So I am urging you, wherever you are, try to take down certain things that you put up about your country and about Grenada. Pull them down, right? Less it's out there, it's better for Grenada because it's already international. It's already on the international media. So it's already out there, we know. But you should help your country, not try to make it worse or make it bad for us, right? because we are not in the heads of certain people. You understand the point? To say to them, don't do this, don't do that. You understand? Certain things is just tough to predict. Yes, we can put certain mitigative measures in place and certain things in place to save this country, right? And that is what we need to do. Let's work on improving the situation, improving certain loopholes and certain things. Let's do that. Let's work on that now. All right. But Grenada will bounce back from this. It's not a situation where you should rejoice and you're happy because your party not in power and the person who is there, you understand the point, you. There are people like that. I go on Facebook and I said, but it's your country, it's Grenada you're talking about. And you're putting these things out there as though you want to damage Grenada. Because if you damage Grenada, maybe your party will get a chance to come back into power. But you want to damage Grenada to come and govern over or to rule? Come on. We could do better than that. All right? We could do better than that. This country belongs to all of us, and we must work towards enhancing it, towards making it better for all of us in this place. So I thought I should start off by telling you that, right? Grenada's image has been, you know, tarnished. Uh, it's not easy. It's tough. It's rough, and I just hope that we could help our country. All right, just hope we can help our country as we move forward and be smart. Not everything you take and you put on Facebook or you put on Instagram or you put on WhatsApp or you share and share and share. No, there's certain things you don't share because you understand the impact it will have, the negative consequences on Grenada, on our tourism brand and package. So we have a lot of damage control to do, but let's start somewhere. Let's be smart. All right. Yes, we could blame certain people because there are some people already blaming this one and blaming that one and blaming this one. And yes, the RGPF, they will do the internal investigation. They will do some cleaning up, some shaking up. Certain things will happen, most definitely. But let us help our country and our country's image because it's not good when you share something that has a negative spin-off or consequence for Grenada. Let's forget about the party politics, right? Now it's about Grenada, and let's pull together to safeguard Grenada's image. We're gonna have time to deal with the politics, and don't give people the impression that things are so bad here. No, things are not that bad in Grenada. When it comes to peace, when it comes to crime, we are very, very low on crime. Very, very low on crime. Every 10 years, every 15 years, you might hear about some gruesome murder, something of that sort. So we are very, very low on crime for an island of 100 and something thousand people. We could work together to preserve this place. All right? We could do it. This place belongs to all of us. And I think we have a duty to Grenada to make sure that Grenada, is seen as what it is, a peaceful place to bring up your child, to grow, to come on vacation, and everything else. Grenada is still a very peaceful country, right? And let's work towards that. Let's help build this place. Let's protect the good image of our country. We could do it. We could do it. We have done it before. We have done it before. So I want to encourage you to put Grenada first and be genuine, right? So if you have anything up on Facebook, on Instagram, and so on that you believe could damage the good name of Grenada, take it down. take it down. Take some time and take it down. Because Grenada needs us more than ever before, particularly now. Because when you look at the news, you see what's happening out there. All right? But we could help. We could help our country. Not everything you have to throw up on social media or share and spread all about the place. Because you're giving people the impression that things are really bad. No, it is not. You just check the amount of murders and crime within this hemisphere, this little space, the Caribbean, in those other islands, right? So don't believe that things are really, really bad here in Grenada. No. It's a need to be concerned. I know. We have to be concerned. Because it's, we don't want that for our country. But still, let us help preserve and help our country and the image of our country. All right, I want to feature the GIS week in review, that piece that they did for Friday. All right, so they looked at the week and some of the good things that happened there. So I want to feature that now.
This is the Government Week in Review for the week ending Friday, February 23rd, 2024. I am Sharian Noel. UK CDB launched US $20.7 million grant project to improve Grenada's southern water supply network. The project will be executed by Grenada's National Water and Sewage Authority. The intervention will increase the availability of safe drinking water and improve water resources management in the country's southern region. Details to this story and more after the break.
Get ready to witness the ultimate showcase of talent, speed, and determination at the 2024 Carifta Games. This prestigious event brings together the best young athletes from across the Caribbean, competing for glory like never before. With the motto, many people, one region, celebrating athletics, Carifta embodies the essence of Caribbean unity through sports, igniting a flame that illuminates the future of sports in the region. Don't miss out on this incredible event taking place at the Karani James Athletic Stadium from Saturday 30th March to Monday 1st April 2024. Get your tickets now at Grenadian Optical or visit gotofed.com and secure your spot to be part of this extraordinary celebration of athleticism.
Welcome back. The UK SIF Southern St. George Water Supply Expansion Project, which seeks to enhance year-round access to potable water for consumers served by the Annandale Water Supply System, specifically to those in the southern St. George area, was officially launched on Wednesday, February 21st, under the auspices of the Government of Grenada in collaboration with the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, and United Kingdom's Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office. The project is specifically designed to achieve the enhancement of data collection relevant to NAWASA's decision-making, including stream flow data, the reduction of non-revenue water by 23%. It also seeks to increase the climate resilience of both infrastructure and institutional systems, upgrade the sewer network, wastewater, from St. George's to southern St. George, and to strengthen the government of Grenada and NAWASA's capacity through education, training, and integration of gender-sensitive strategies, utilizing technology. Prime Minister and Minister for Infrastructure Development, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, in delivering brief remarks, stated the confidence that has been placed in Grenada and its people, as well as recognition of strategic in terms of project in the broader global context, is critical.
This UK SIF project contributes to the achievement of key national objectives related to climate action, disaster management, environmental sustainability, and socio-economic development. So as we embark upon this transformative process, the special relationship between Grenada and the United Kingdom is pivotal to the continued success of this initiative. So again, Mr. Clark, to you and to the UK government. I want to thank you for this invaluable partnership and the shared commitment that has been expressed in building a better future for Grenadians. The collaborative partnership with the Caribbean Development Bank, whose support and guidance throughout has played a pivotal role in shaping the project's strategic direction. The extensive experience, expertise, and unwavering support to regional development that the bank has been known for has certainly contributed in this case significantly to the planning and the implementation process and contributing to us getting to this point. I have noted the commitment to ensure that we deliver on time.
Resident British Commissioner, British High Commission in Grenada, Victor Clark, also spoke to the importance and significance of the Southern Water Expansion Project.
The UK has a long history and a long relationship with Grenada, and we're being here today to be able to commemorate the launch of the Southern St. George's Water Supply Expansion Project is truly a great honour. I do believe it's going to be a transformative project. It is fitting, I believe, that just weeks after Grenada celebrated 50 years of independence, that we are launching a project today that I hope will positively impact Grenada for the next 50 years and beyond. And we are so proud to support Grenada, who we see as a key Commonwealth partner and a true friend of the UK. Prime Minister, I extend commendation to you and your government for prioritising this important project despite the challenges that have been experienced. I must also commend Mr. Smith, Mr. Cox, more recently Mr. John and the extended team at NWASA for their hard work and collaboration with us and our partners, also at the Caribbean Development Bank, in achieving this key milestone.
In 2016, the Caribbean Development Bank partnered with the Government of the United Kingdom to establish the United Kingdom Caribbean Infrastructure Partnership Fund, UK-CIF. CDB's Director Projects Department, Mrs. Teresa Turner-Jones, says the official launch of the Southern Water Supply Expansion Project is one of 4 launched over the past week. Mrs. Turner-Jones made reference to SDG 6, which speaks to the 2030 target of receiving universal and equitable access to safe and affordable drinking water for all, which she says has largely been achieved in Grenada, with 98% of the population using safely managed drinking water supplies.
Despite Grenada not being water scarce, the government of Grenada has decided that addressing these issues is a priority and has developed the Southern St. George Water Supply Expansion Project, which will utilize a portion of its allocation from the UK, United Kingdom's Caribbean Infrastructure Partnership Fund, or UK-CIF. The 2 objectives of the project are, as have been outlined by Terence, increasing the availability of a safely managed drinking water service and increase capacity for integrated water resource management within a new southern water supply network in Grenada. Meeting these objectives will enable NWASA to improve its service levels in the urbanized south with allowance for the impacts of climate change, which in Grenada are fast and furious and in evidence every single day.
Terence Smith, NWASA's acting general manager, referred to the official launch as a significant milestone in NWASA's commitment in providing water services and fostering sustainable development in our country.
This project exemplifies our unwavering dedication to ensuring access to clean and reliable water for the people of this area, this part of Grenada. Today, we come together to celebrate the realization of this commitment and the positive impact it will have on the lives of our community members. In my current tenure thus far with this organization, I have a renewed appreciation of the historical challenges faced by the NWASA family. This UK-CIF project is one of several interventions that will address these challenges and contribute to the enhancements of water services in the south of the island. I commend Mr. Christopher Husbands, my predecessor, now on pre-retirement leave, and the dedicated team of NAWASA's Planning and Development Department, led by Project Team Lead Engineer Wim Cox, for their efforts thus far to advance this project.
The primary goal of the Southern St. George Water Supply Expansion Project is to enhance year-round access to potable water for customers served by the Annandale Water Supply System, specifically in the Southern St. George area. This will be achieved through the establishment of the Southern Water Supply Network, connecting the Annandale Water Supply Network with the Concord Water Supply Network. Consequently, the Concord treatment plant's daily output is expected to increase from an average of 600,000 gallons to approximately 1 million gallons. The UK SIF project is not merely an infrastructure endeavor. It is a lifetime for communities such as the Limes, Guankai, and others, which will be profoundly transformed by its interventions. Grenada's overall health infrastructure is to receive a major boost from a US $9.70 million loan from the Caribbean Development Bank, financed by the European Investment Bank, EIB. The Health Sector Strengthening Project, which was launched at the function held in St. George's today, Friday, February 23, 2024. Funds will be used to purchase medical and non-medical equipment and general supplies, provide capacity building and specialized medical and health training for healthcare workers, the cost of delivery of vaccines and vaccination campaigns, and supply chain management and warehousing within Grenada's healthcare system. The project will also include construction and reconfiguring of some healthcare facilities. Financing is being provided under the EIB Climate Action Line of Credit 2 COVID-19 component, under which the institution is aiming to bolster the region's health system in the wake of the pandemic, with concessional financing through backing from the European Union, the EU. CDB's Division Chief, Social Sector Division, Dr. Martin Batiste, said the investment will enhance the health sector's capacity for the provision of care by boosting response and resilience to the impacts of COVID-19 and increase the preparedness and capacity to respond to future health emergencies in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. The project, Dr. Batiste says, responds to the needs of healthcare workers, but more importantly, the needs of citizens of the Tri-Island state. This project is about you. Urgent action is needed, and this project is one of the government's main avenues to respond. We want you to assure your CDB's unwavering commitment as you work towards the development outcomes you have defined. Grenada's Minister for Health, Honorable Philip A. Telesford, said our commitment extends beyond brick and mortar. It embraces the pulse of every citizen, the rhythm of every heartbeat, seeking solace in better and more accessible health services for all our citizens, and the components of this project, as meticulously crafted, are the keystones of our aspirations. It is my profound belief that with strong will, desire, and commitment, this project will echo through time, touching lives, healing wounds, and igniting hope for a responsive and resilient health sector. Investing in strengthening healthcare around the world is one of the pillars of the EU's Global Gateway Strategy, in which the EIB is a key partner. Other CDB member countries benefiting from support are St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The US $9.86 million project to boost St. Lucia's healthcare system was launched earlier in February. A similar initiative is in train for St. Vincent and the Grenadines in March. Moving along, the government of Grenada on Wednesday held a high-level engagement with UN agencies at the Radisson Crown Ballroom, at which time the signing of the new country implementation plan to settle the collaboration for the coming 2 years was signed. The engagement, which was initiated by Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell, aimed to create an opportunity to enhance the working mechanism to allow seamless and timely access to UN technical support. During the engagement, government and representatives of various UN agencies reviewed the existing modalities of cooperation. Prime Minister Mitchell expressed gratitude to the UN agencies for the work done in helping to shape our country in the past years.
Given the importance of the relationship with the UN, that it was important for us, in fact, to have this stock taking so that we can, in fact, plan and implement over the next couple of years. I certainly look forward to, on a sectoral and a multi-sectoral level, the deepening of the relationship and it becoming more productive so that we can, in fact, benefit the citizens of Grenada and the region, because ultimately this is what all of this is about. So again, the Godspeed and best wishes.
Dr. Didier Trebec, UN Resident Coordinator in Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, welcomed the interface with government officials, which he says is critical in taking the next step.
This country implementation plan is basically the comprehensive system-wide planning instrument of the wider cooperation framework of the UN with the whole Caribbean region. So it's basically tailored to each country's specific needs to respond to your national priorities. It also helps to operationalize all UN interventions in the country, and it serves obviously as an accountability mechanism of the UN towards the government, but also towards the public at large. And this is what we intend to do also today. If we look back at our past 2 years of engagement, as was rightly mentioned, in 2022 in August, we held a similar engagement of Grenada with the UN. It was just a few weeks after your election as a new government. So that was really immensely important for us at that time to hear about your priority as a newly elected government. And that also allowed us to re-examine our course of actions. And just to recap a bit, but during that engagement, we discussed particularly those priorities that were important to you, such as digitalization, youth employment or youth empowerment, inclusivity, economic diversification, gender equality, small business competitiveness, and reforming education as some of the main areas that were flagged at the time.
Mr. Trebec made reference to the first engagement with the administration after assuming office in 2022, which he says created the opportunity to re-examine their course of actions, where discussions were held with reference to digitalization, youth employment, inclusivity, economic diversity, among other issues. These discussions, he says, created an opportunity for him to visit Carriacou, at which time gave him a closer look at the needs of the people there.
My colleagues from the agencies will inform and relate today about what have been our responses since then, our results and successes or challenges to those priorities. But on that occasion, it was also an opportunity to be invited by, I want to say, Minister Tevin Andrews to Carriacou to gain some insights, how different some of the challenges could be in one of the two sister islands of Grenada as a country. And in that visit, I really truly witnessed the needs of a sister island. And since then, for example, the hospital benefited from a fully equipped lab, which was missing at that time, with PAHO support. And this is just an example on how we've been helping to move beyond just mere talks, of inclusions. And this is what really we seek to do today, to be pragmatic on what we need to deliver, and to help you with a view to leave no one behind. So that's why you have a new country implementation plan that we cover the next 2 years, 24 to 2025.
This time around, he says over 12 agencies will be engaged, and the objective is to look beyond financial resources.
Beyond financial resources, what you really truly value, I know, and benefit from is the technical assistance from all the agencies on a daily basis. So this is what the CIP and the UN system brings you, especially focusing on some of the following priorities that will be elaborated further today, like climate change adaptation and DRR, which is obviously crucial. Again, business competitiveness and supply chain, including in the agricultural sector. Jobs, livelihood and decent work with a focus on youth and women economic empowerment, or social services through social protection, health and education, but also creative industries, as well as digital transformation. So these fall in our view, but we look forward to hearing from you as well, within the frame of Grenada's National Sustainable Development Plan for 2035, but also the new Grenada's transformative people-centric vision.
Prime Minister Mitchell presented a plaque to Mr. Trebec for his services to Grenada in his capacity as UN Resident Coordinator for the Eastern Caribbean, as his tenure in that position will conclude in March 2024. We take our first break. When we return, we hear of the status of the new tracks presently being laid at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium.
Hey, my young, youthful, professional Grenadian. I am your Minister with responsibility for youth and sports, Senator Lacko. Come a little bit closer. I've got exciting news for you. The commencement of the National Youth Ambassador Program is right around the corner. On Friday, the 16th of February 2024, the link for registration will be posted on the Ministry of Youth and Sports Facebook page, and registration will be open for 3 whole weeks. I am looking forward to seeing your application, and I am also looking forward to seeing you at the interview process when you come in and you champion as to why you want to become a National Youth Ambassador in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. The program is important because as we redesign the program, we want to ensure that you become an integral part of what community development and community empowerment with transformation looks like. We want to ensure that you become a part of the social cohesion and social change that we desire to see in our youth and in our communities. And we want to ensure that you develop the kind of leadership skills and abilities that the 21st century desire to see coming out of you as we move forward. Remember, Friday the 16th of February 2024, registration link will be open. Come on, register. My team and I are looking forward to working with you, and I know that you are looking forward to working with us. Won't you be an ambassador today? Trust me when I tell you, it will change your life forever.
If you are between the ages of 16 to 29, I would strongly encourage you to apply for the National Youth Ambassador Program. It has truly been an amazing experience. So far, through my time, I've been able to hone my skills through leadership, advocacy, as well as regional engagement. I've been able to become a better leader as a result of workshops. I've been able to advocate for youth and help empower them on large international platforms. And finally, I've been able to meet like-minded individuals from across the Caribbean and even on a larger scale, the world. It has truly been a transformative experience.
Welcome back. The relaying of the new tracks at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium is said to be 95% complete as plans progress to improve on the infrastructure for the hosting of the 51st Carifta Games, March 31st to April 1st, 2024. Binon Sports, a company out of Baltimore, Maryland, has been contracted by the government of Grenada to execute the works. Project manager with Binon Sports, Jeffrey Daly, during a Carifta Chat program on the GIS, says his company is very pleased that the government of Grenada has contracted the services of his company to relay the tracks at the stadium.
I work for a company called Binon Sports, and we have over 50 years experience in the track manufacturing of polyurethane and the installation, indoor, outdoor. The surface that we're doing is called an embedded surface at Kirani James, and that's a similar surface to what was at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham a couple years ago, and also at the World Championships in the University at Oregon in Hayward Field. So that's an embedded surface. That's what, and our objective here was to take the existing surface and enhance some of the physical properties of the old track, and build on that. So we've overlaid and we're enhanced the force reduction and basically give it a new texture. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't believe there are any colors yet, but they're finishing up the white lines, start and stops. But yeah, boy, it looks great. So the boys were happy to be a part of this project, and we hope and expect there's great performances for not only Carifta but the national championships, which are coming up next week. Yeah.
The product used, he says, is very durable and has a lifespan of 8 to 10 years before any major maintenance work is needed. The surface, he says, is an upgrade to what previously existed.
But generally, that's 8 to 10 years. Probably would come in after 8 to 10 years and relay over the top. So. That's you should. It's basically maintenance free, other than a little bit of pressure washing maybe once or twice a year to remove some of the sand and the grit that gets in the track. Yeah, and trimming some of the vegetation growth on the edges, but I would expect 8 to 10 years of decent performance. So before you had a permeable system, which meant the water was draining through the surface, and also it's not a full pore, what we call full pore polyurethane, which is top to bottom polyurethane. So now you have basically the same wear layer. We haven't gone 13 millimeter of, like say a new track is generally 13 millimeter, and they're various grades. And the Chinese surface is probably in the middle for in terms of performance and quality. So this is an upgrade.
Coordinator of Sports Colin Peters says the government has made a very significant investment in the new tracks with a reputable company that has been involved in the construction of indoor and outdoor tracks for the past 50 years.
That color tone should be there for a longer time because of the sealant, as you said, that the first track, it was the water going straight through it. So they seal that properly, and the sealant will help protect and help the water to flow properly in the drainage that are provided for it. So we're hoping that, I know they did the research and they have done some work in some of the Caribbean country, and we are close to the sea, so we have to take that in consideration.
Okay.
So one of the key things there is maintenance. We spoke about maintenance free, but still.
The power washing is critical.
The power washing is critical because and we have to prevent the heavy materials or equipment for driving on the track.
Right. Both Daly and Peters says the Ministry of Sports, along with the management of the Stadium Authority, will have to implement strict rules which must be enforced if the newly laid tracks is to serve its intended purpose.
Don't drive on it. Try to protect the surface when you're crossing, if you're bringing equipment onto the field. And speaking to the stadium manager, I think they're ordering some carpet, some indoor-outdoor carpet, a place to, say for example, during a football match, the players are going to stand on the track. So now we've got some kind of a protective carpet that they can stand on to protect the surface. But basically, you want to keep off the vehicles and try to keep it as clean as you can, and the rest of it should take care of itself.
Okay. So, Mr. Peters, is it that we're going to see a heavy enforcement?
I know that
it's a significant investment.
It's a significant investment, and what is very important to note is that every 5 years the international federation that is responsible for regulation when it comes on the track will do an assessment of the track.
The durability of the tracks will be first tested when the Arise National Champs are held March 2nd and 3rd, and during the Intercall Games March 12th to 14th. The National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, reminds the general public of the significance of being prepared at all times. On Friday, NADMA held a press conference to bring the country up to date on the recent hazardous developments with reference to the elevated activities at the underwater submarine volcano Kikemjeni in early February and the oil spill that occurred on February 7th in Tobago. The press conference was facilitated by Dr. Terence Walters, Disaster Coordinator at NADMA, and Mr. Lazarus Joseph, Chair of the National Oil Spill Committee. Dr. Terence Walters said we live in a multi-hazardous environment that one has to be prepared for at all times. He said NADMA will continue to focus on comprehensive disaster management of all hazards throughout all phases. He gave an update on the Kikemjeni submarine volcano located 8 kilometers north of mainland Grenada.
On Saturday, February 10th, Grenada was informed of elevated seismic activity at the Kikemjeni submarine volcano. NADMA immediately informed or followed all the protocols and informed the local authorities, the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, that's CDEMA. We informed Trinidad and Tobago, which is the CDEMA sub-regional focal point for the southern sub-region, and we also informed the disaster management authorities in neighboring countries, Barbados, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we followed the protocol and we informed all the relevant authorities. We also continued to send out press releases to inform the local population as to what was happening with the volcano at the time.
The elevated activities, Dr. Walters says, lasted from 11:14 p.m. on Friday 9 February to 3 a.m. on Sunday, February 11th.
Elevated activity at Kikamjeni then ceased and returned to normal levels since that time. That's on Sunday, the 11th of February, and has remained at normal levels since. So UWISRC and NADMA, we continue to monitor the Kikamjeni submarine volcano, and we will provide updates to the public wherever and whenever it becomes necessary. So I just want to re-emphasize that the seismic activity at Kikamjeni has remained at normal levels since the 11th of February.
Mr. Lazarus Joseph says NADMA, in collaboration with the National Oil Spill Committee, is closely monitoring the oil spill. Genuine concerns, he says, have been raised as to the potential threat to our waters and our capabilities to handle such a hazard.
In terms of our concerns here in Grenada, we have received satellite imagery from Tobago, some of which we would have hoped we've got it sooner, but nonetheless, at the closest point, the spilled contaminant reached 11 degrees 30 minutes north, which is roughly 30 nautical miles south-southwest of Point Salines. So that was the closest point of approach. NADMA, in enacting the National Oil Spill Contingency Plan, met the committee, the Marine Pollution and Oil Spill Committee met, and from that meeting, the decision was taken to continuously monitor the progress of the spill. We have since had meetings with SEDIMA, together with all the stakeholders and authority in Trinidad and Tobago. And from that meeting, again, Trinidad and Tobago declared the spill Tier 2, meaning that national resources is sufficient to take care of the response, and therefore outside assistance was not required at that time.
Joseph also shared an update on the latest satellite imagery received on Thursday, February 22nd, as to the location of the pollutants. The quantity of the pollutant seems to be diminishing, which is expected. The overturned vessels only have a finite quantity of oil. The amount of oil in the vessel is yet to be determined. The type of oil, from reports from Trinidad and Tobago, seem to suggest some kind of heavy marine diesel. However, that is still under investigation. And as I said, from the satellite imagery yesterday, the closest point of approach is some 40 miles south-southwest of Point Salines. So from our earlier imagery to the latest, we have noticed that the oil is drifting southwesterly and away from the coast of Grenada. However, it is still lingering on the southern boundaries of our delimited boundaries between Grenada and Trinidad and Tobago. We take another break. Return after these messages.
I'm a VIP. I'm vaccinated. I'm a VIP. I'm immunized.
I am VIP. I am vaccinated. I am immunized. I am protected. Our children and nation depend on vaccination for immunization. Childhood vaccination is national priority. It is their protection from disease and sicknesses. Let's all be VIPs and safeguard our beautiful Grenada. I am DJ Blackstorm and I am a VIP health champion. Be a VIP like me.
Let's all be VIP champions.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs, Be a VIP Childhood Vaccination and Immunization Campaign in collaboration with UNICEF and the Pan American Health Organization.
And finally in the news, several key stakeholders were brought together on Thursday by the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources to discuss a national approach to the likely impact of a prolonged dry spell. Stakeholders included the National Water and Sewage Authority, the Royal Grenada Police Force, the Meteorological Office of the Grenada Air Force Authority, among others. According to the latest National Climate Bulletin issued by the Meteorological Office of the Grenada Air Force Authority, there is a high possibility that Grenada and its dependencies are likely to experience above normal temperatures and possibly extremely low rainfall. The predicament is a major concern to key stakeholders as the forecast can severely impact food production and security. Gerard Tamer of the Met Office outlined aspects of the Climate Bulletin at Thursday's discussion.
Okay. The forecast for the rainfall is for just a little bit above normal rainfall. Now, when we say normal rainfall, we mean normal for this time of the year, normal from April, normal for March, normal for February, March, April, sorry. Okay. Now, the normal rainfall between these months vary in any given month between 36 and 37 millimeters of rainfall. Okay. Now, the temperature we expect to be just above normal, because remember last year we had a lot of heat waves. Last year was a hot year, in many cases the hottest year on record. Okay. So the earth is still warm, or our area is still warm. And let's say the earth is still warm. Okay? So temperatures will continue to be high. And when I say high, remember high is always relative to this time of the year. Okay? Not high compared to August and September. High to this time of the year. We still expect temperatures to be higher than normal. Because of the low rainfall we had over the last 9 or so months, and I may just say July we had good rainfall, and when I say good rainfall, I mean quite comfortably over the average. August, September, October we dropped off very badly. November we had good rainfall. January we had good rainfall. Okay? But the effect on the drought cycle is that we are now under what we call a drought watch. Now, be careful, don't get too alarmed. It's a drought watch. It means that if there isn't an improvement in this situation, we can run into some drought conditions. Okay? And this is not only for Grenada, but many islands of the Eastern Caribbean also, who have experienced similar rainfall pattern over the last 6 or 9 months. Okay, so one good month of rainfall doesn't solve the problem. Neither does 2 good months of rainfall. We need to have that rainfall up to mark from August coming all the way in, so that, and the folks from Nawasa would be able to explain more on that, so that the soil could release this water to feed us. But once rainfall is under the average, we always have to start looking ahead, okay, with bated breath.
Acting Chief Extension Officer Lawrence St. Louis listed relevant practices farmers can adapt to reduce the impact on crop production.
One of the main things that we can do is to mulch. Not mulch with a plastic mulch or some other inorganic matter, but to mulch with dry grass, mulch with the the leaves that fall from the bamboo, under a bamboo stool, all those little leaves. You can put a heavy mulch on top of the beds and around the base of the trees. So, and that will give the soil a chance to stay cool. It keeps the area cool. It keeps the water from evaporating as quickly from the soil, and so it keeps it ensures that the moisture is still available for your vegetables, for your tree crops. And of course, as it breaks down, it goes into organic matter, which assists with the structure of your soil. And so it only can help. It also is using back and recycling other material that may not necessarily have gotten used. You can use when they cut your lawn, when they come with a weed eater and so on, they cut their lawn, all those things can be gathered up and placed on your beds, and so they will be able to be worked back into the soil after a while. And they also provide that service of mulching, keeping the areas keeping the area cool and retaining the moisture in the soil.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources will also roll out additional assistance to combat the impact of the dry spell.
Under the Challenge Fund for Agriculture initiative, assistance is being provided to farmers in the areas of rainwater harvesting, water efficient irrigation, so be it drip irrigation or micro sprinkler irrigation, and also in the area of shade houses. So we've had a total of approximately 260 farmers from across